Hello, so a student asked me to solve this rational equation. It's a little different than what we're doing in class, but I thought I would go ahead and tackle this. So one way to solve equations that have fractions, some students like to find a common denominator and then combine the fractions. Another method is to just get rid of the fractions completely by multiplying by the least common denominator. And for the least common denominator, we're looking for the least common multiple of the denominators. So you're looking for something that all of those denominators are going to multiply into. So I'm looking at my denominators. I should really focus on the 49 because that's a pretty big number. I know 21 and 3 don't go into 49. So if I try 49 times 2, that is 98. That is not divisible by 21 or 3. So let me try 49 times 3. That is 147. And let's see, if I do 147 divided by 3, well, we know that's 3 times 49. If I do 147 divided by 21, 21 goes in 7 times. So that means that this is the least common denominator for these fractions. All three of these denominators, the number 3, the number 49, the number 21, they all go into 147. So that's what I can multiply everything by. So I'm multiplying the entire left-hand side and the entire right-hand side by 147. So we can multiply the same thing on both sides. I'll distribute to everything. So what that means is now I get 47 times 1/3, which is going to be, let's see, think of this as over 1. That's 147 over 3, which we already did. That's 49. And then I do this 147, I'll write it out, 147 times 8 over 49z. Now, the reason we chose this number is because this fraction here is going to reduce. So 147 divided by 49 gives us 3. So that just simplifies to 3. And there's still that term in the denominator, but we'll deal with that in a second. So let me clean up this left-hand side. I have 49 minus 3 times 8, which is 24 over z. On the other side, I have to multiply here. So I have 16, sorry for the handwriting, 16 times 147 over 49. Again, we know this 147 over 49 reduces to just 3. So I'm multiplying 16 times 3, which is 48. And then here I have this 1 times 147 over 21z. The 147 divided by 21 gives us 7. And so now we just have 7 over z. So I'm starting to clean up a little bit with these fractions. Something I should have done also, besides multiplying by that 147, I should have also multiplied by z to cancel out that z from the denominator. But I can do that now. I can multiply everything times z, because that's what's remaining in my denominator. And again, what that does is as long as we're multiplying it evenly to every term, it cancels out that variable from the denominator. And so now I'm left with, let me write it over here, z times 49. So 49z minus 24 equals 48z minus 7. And so it was a little messy here at the beginning with all the fractions, but now we have this linear equation that we can solve for z. So I can subtract 48z from both sides. 49z minus 48z is just 1z. I'll also add 24 to both sides. And so when we cancel that out, we get this negative 7 plus 24 means that z is equal to 17. And I encourage you to plug that back in and check your answer and make sure that that's the actual solution. But again, this is the method where I am looking for that common denominator, multiplying it by each term and using that to cancel out all of those fractions and solving the equation that remains. I hope this helped. Thanks.